guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a Maxis makeover. So the house that I am making over is the house where Liberty Lee and Travis Scott and Summer Holiday live. And yeah, I gave this house like such a big makeover. Like, it looks totally different to what it originally did, because I feel like the house was very kind of like boring, and it's like 3 housemates live in this house, like 3 young adults, and I just couldn't imagine 3 young adults like having a basically furnished house. I don't know, I just had this like idea that they're like 3 quirky young adults and that they would have different styles between the 3 of them, and that their house would just kind of be like a mishmash of all of their different styles and all of their personalities, and that it would be bright and colourful and cluttered and just like all of that. So that's what I did. I really went all out with the colours, and everything's mismatched and colourful and like kind of quirky, and I don't know, I feel like it's more realistic that way. And I put like heaps of like TVs and stuff in because Travis and Liberty are both like geeks. So I imagine that like they both would have like really good like PC setups and like little gaming areas in their bedrooms. And in Summer Holiday's room, I put in some workout equipment because she's like really active. And the bedrooms are like kind of easy to do because I am a bit of a geek, or a lot of a geek. So I kind of just like gave them bedrooms that I would love. Like, if I had to just have a bedroom, that's what like I would really like. So yeah, I kind of did like this quirky housematey, young adulty mishmashed house. And that's all I have to say about the build, because I got some stories. So you should follow me on Twitter, because I tweeted today about how there is this lady at my work and she always just like kind of gives me greasies. And like, I don't know, she kind of like stares at me, but like when she stares at me, she has like a grouchy look on her face. You know, like that kind of like pinched up look that people get when they're like unimpressed? She looks at me like that, and I really don't like it, because I think it's rude to stare, number 1, and number 2, like I think it's just like rude to look at people like that. I don't know, like I would never dream of doing that to someone. So yeah, I just need to have like a little bit of a rant about it. So it all started a few months ago. I was standing at the printer, and this lady, she's got blonde hair, so she's the blonde cranky lady, and she's a bit snobby. Like, you can tell she thinks highly of herself, and she just sort of like sauntered on over, and I noticed out of the corner of my eye that she was like staring at me, and quite obviously as well. Like, it's like she wasn't trying to hide it, and I kind of like turned to look at her, and she was definitely staring at me, but she was kind of like looking me up and down, so she didn't initially see that I was looking at her. And I was like, oh my god, like, is there something on my clothing? Have I spilled something? So I like looked down at myself, and I couldn't see anything that would cause her to look at me that way. So I looked back up at her, and we made eye contact, and like I could tell she knew that I had caught her staring. And instead of like maybe trying to make the situation better, or like, I don't know, instead of like trying to make the situation less awkward, she just kind of like looked at me with her scowly face and then just like walked off. And I was kind of like standing there like, okay, like, is there something wrong with me? Like, just the look on her face, it was really nasty. And maybe I'm being a little bit of a baby, but I really didn't like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I will look at people, but you know, like if they have like a really cool dress or something, I'll look at their dress. And then if we make eye contact, I'll be like, oh, sorry, I just can't stop looking at your dress. It's awesome. Like, I would never just stare at someone with like a, you know, like a, what is it? Like a crunched up face, and then like not say anything. Like, I'd never stare at anyone for a bad reason either. So I don't know. That kind of annoyed me, and I've never really forgiven her for it. I know that sounds ridiculous. Every time I see her, like every time she walks past, I'm just like, oh, I don't like her. And I just like rehash what she did. And as I said, it's probably quite minor, but to me, I really don't like rude people. I'm not rude, I'm not mean, I'm not nasty, and I guess I kind of like expect people to be the same to me. I just don't see why people need to be mean and rude. It's just so unnecessary. So anyway, today, flash forward to today, and this the cranky blonde lady, she hangs out with like these other two blonde ladies, and one of them seems quite nice. Like one of them has this really amazing laugh, and it always like, it's one of just the, she's got like a really, really loud laugh, and like someone will make a joke and you can hear her like laughing across the office. And I love it because I have a big cackle of a laugh myself, and I just think it's nice people that can have fun. Like she's always laughing. So like she hangs out with them, and then there's a cranky blonde lady, and then there's this really, really snobby blonde lady. So there's like happy blonde lady, grouchy blonde lady, and snobby blonde lady. So anyway, the snobby one and the grouchy one, I just feel like they kind of give me dirty looks and stare at me a little bit. But, you know, I've never really said anything to my other work colleagues, but it's always something I have felt. So then today, the cranky blonde lady and the other snobby blonde lady were in the kitchen at the same time I was. And the cranky blonde lady just kept staring at me. Like every time she walked past, she'd just kind of like have like a side eye glance at me. And I just wanted to be like, am I doing something wrong? Because you just stare at me all the time. Like, can you please tell me why? But I would never do that. Like, I'm not into conflict like that. And I just don't need to stoop to her level. So I was kind of like just a little bit frustrated about it. So I went back to my desk and I was like, you know those like ladies that sit over there? Do you find that they just stare at us all the time? And my colleague's like, oh my God, yes, all the time, like every time. And I didn't even prompt him to say this. He was like, every time I go to the printer and they're there with me, that blonde one, she just like looks me up and down with like this scowly look on her face. And I was like, oh my God, me too. And I told him like what had happened. He was like, yeah, she does it to me as well, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, like I felt better that it wasn't just me and that like I'm not just making stuff up. Like I kind of felt better that like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I know now I'm not just being like a baby or being sensitive, that like it's actually happening. So yeah, like on one hand it's like you need to stop staring at everyone because it's not nice, and on the other hand I'm like, okay, good, like it's not just me, she doesn't have some kind of grudge against me personally. So sorry to sound a little bit ranty, but that was my day, and I just wanted to just come out here and just air it all out, just, you know. Yeah, so I'm putting a few videos up later in the week, and they're going to be kind of like out of order because I have 2 videos pre-recorded and then I'm recording this one right now. But this one right now, I am going to be putting this one up tomorrow. So it's Monday now, and I'm going to upload this particular video on Tuesday. And then the 2 other videos that are like pre-recorded before this one was recorded, they're going up like later on in the week. So the timelines might be a little bit weird, and that is why, because I uploaded them out of order, because I feel passionate about this cranky blonde lady and I just want to put this one up. No, that's not really why. I'm putting this one up first because I feel like I need to do a Maxis Makeover because I've done lots of speed builds and I just wanted to put up like something like a little bit different. So I'm doing this one, and then I have a build called Rock and Red, which is like a green and red exterior, and I can't remember like a small little family home. And it's really weird. So just like another YouTuber that I am subscribed to literally just put up like a red build, and I'm like, dude, no joke, like I just recorded a red build. And I think it's so weird how like I find sometimes I will do a build, like I'll upload something or like schedule it to be uploaded or whatever, and then like 2 days later another YouTuber does like a nearly identical build to me, and I'm always like, what if people think I'm copying? And I'm not. Like I'm not a copycat. Like, well, if I saw like a build and I wanted to do something similar, I would credit that person for it. Like, and I've done that in the past where I've been like, oh, I saw so and so do this, so I'm doing it too, or, you know, I just watched this person's build and I was so inspired by it, so make sure you check out their channel. Like, I'd never just kind of like copy someone. Well, I wouldn't copy someone, I'd be inspired by them. But anyway, you get the point. So I don't know, I think it's just like me being a bit OTT about the whole situation, and you probably don't even really care. But I just wanted to say that as well. And then the other thing I also just wanted to say is that I'm not going to be committing to daily uploads anymore because it's stressing me out. And for me, like, YouTube is a hobby. YouTube is I wonder if I already said this, because this is my third voiceover, and I don't know if I've said this or not. But I'm just going to say it again, so sorry if I already did say it. I don't think I did. But anyway, YouTube is supposed to be like a fun thing for me. It's like supposed to be about me creating like our little YouTube community, our little YouTube family, and it's supposed to be about me just like sharing my creations with like-minded people. So if I am doing daily uploads and it's stressing me out, that like takes away the whole purpose and like defeats everything that I started my YouTube channel for. So I started it to share my creations, to create a really nice community of people, to meet new people, to, well, yeah, you know, just all that mushy stuff. And yeah, I was just finding it really stressful, so I didn't want to commit to daily uploads anymore. So I think I'll upload about 4 times a week at least, but yeah, so I'm still going to be uploading regularly, so make sure that you subscribe so you never miss out on an upload. You know, you got to like put your plugs in along the channel, the video, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I am like kind of like, this like voiceover is so rambly, I know, because I am so tired. I am doing the shift this week where I start work at 6 a.m. and I finish at 2:30. So I'm like a night owl. And it is, oh, hang on, I just have to quickly address something. I'm putting children's toys in this bedroom, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I am a self-proclaimed nerd, geek, whatever, and I have an entire shelf full of like figurines and pop vinyls and statues, all like DC, Marvel, I have like some X-Files one, I have Buffy ones. I'm just like turning around and having a look. Yeah, like DC and Marvel and Harry Potter. So I felt like Travis is a bit geeky, like me, so he needs to have some figurines in his bedroom, and the only things I could find were the kids' toys. So we're just gonna pretend that they're like really cool, like Batman statues. Bloody Batman, love the guy. That's kind of weird. I love Batman. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes, my shift at work. So I've just been like really tired because I am a night owl. So I find it kind of hard to go to bed at like, well, I don't find it hard to go to bed early on this shift because I'm so tired. But like I legit go to bed at like 7 or 8 p.m. because if I don't, I just get too tired. Except the problem is, on the night before my first early morning shift, it's really hard to go to bed early because you're just not tired at 7 o'clock. So I always end up getting like no sleep on that very first morning shift. And I had like no sleep last night, and I ended up having 2 coffees today, and then I got all jittery, like kind of like shaky. I don't know, it was really weird. Like just my hands felt really shaky. My like knees felt kind of weak. And I even said to someone else at work, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have had 2 coffees. I'm kind of like shaky now. And I was working by myself. So I work like in a call center, and the phones have to be manned like 24 hours. And we're supposed to have at least 2 people on first thing in the morning. And then the second person who was supposed to be on called in sick. So it was just me. And I hadn't had any breakfast. So my manager had to make me breakfast. And he's done it before when like it's been just me in the morning. And he makes me toast. And it's so funny because I kind of like guilt him. I'm like, Andrew, I'm so hungry. And I get really annoying when I'm hungry. So everyone knows, like, if I am hungry, feed me. So he always like cooks me toast when like it's just me on in the morning. And he does really good toast because he puts the butter right up to the crust. When I first met my husband and he made me toast, I had to train him because he like gave me this toast and the butter was all like patchy and it wasn't right up to the crusts. And I'm like, oh, no. We got to talk. And he's really good at buttering bread, like toast now, because you have to have it like, the butter has to go to the edges and it has to be like saturated in butter, and you have to use the right butter. You have to use the really salty butter. So there you go, guys. Subscribe to my channel and learn how to butter toast. Yeah. That's how we roll. And then I had like something else to say. So this is my second time actually doing the voiceover for this, because I was like halfway through my voiceover the first time and I heard this like shuffling noise and I was like, what the heck is that? And before I recorded the voiceover, I usually like tell my grandma and my husband, I'm like, yep, I'm just doing a voiceover, so like please don't interrupt me, because I don't know how to like, if I make a mistake in a voiceover, I don't actually know how to like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to cut the voiceover down without like, yeah, I don't know how to edit the voiceover portion of a video without it affecting the rest of the video. So if I stuff it up, I have to either keep going or start again. So anyway, I hear this like rustling noise and I turn around and my husband is like on hands and knees crawling up the stairs and into the bedroom. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And he's like, I didn't want to disturb you, so I'm trying to be quiet. And I'm like, first of all, you look like some demonic creature like crawling up the stairs. And I just like burst out laughing and I'm like, oh my God. It was pretty funny. And I think it was like cute that he was trying not to like disturb me, but like crawling, it's like when my grandma comes in and tries not to disrupt me and she'll just like gently knock on the door or she'll whisper. And I'm like, but even if you whisper, it still gets picked up on the microphone. And she's like, what if I whisper quieter? And I'm like, no, I already have to start it over again. It's okay. So they just don't get that. And we're nearing the end of the build, but there's one other thing I want to say. My dear grandma has agreed to do a voiceover for me, and she's going to do my voiceover when we reach 150 subs. So hopefully that's something that happens. That would be really awkward if I'm just like waiting forever. So anyway, guys, hit that subscribe button and hear my grandma do my voiceover. It's amazing. Well, actually, I don't know if it's amazing yet because she hasn't done it yet, but it will be amazing because it's my grandma and she's like the best. And then the other thing is, we went away on the weekend. We went to this really remote place in New South Wales, like really like kind of not, I don't know, just like, oh no, we're in the screenshots now. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing a vlog. So if you want to see a vlog, let me know. And I'm going to leave you alone now for the rest of the screenshots. Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed.